Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David, and Survivor 48 is back, so it's time to do a draft.
We're going to draft our people. Yay! But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/nerdtainment.
Yes, please. And of course, as always, welcome, Chantele.
Coming here to redeem myself. Will I ever get this chance to do? Like, do I have to take out David in order for him to maybe have a shot at winning one of these drafts?
I believe that is the secret.
I was demolished. Like, I couldn't even look at your posts at one point. I was just like, I can't. It's just. Yeah, it was not
yeah, Chantele, you were basically in competition with the audience last year. That was it was like the rest of us, and then you and the audience were battling.
And I didn't even come ahead of the audience, right?
You did. Oh, at the very last stretch there, that finale probably.
We all made a mistake by not picking Sue last season, though.
No.
She was like a pretty good point getter. I'm out here picking John Lovett instead of Sue. And I got my 1 point for him.
No.
Fair. And, obviously I was supporting my girl, Asia. Definitely did not see her season turning out the way that it did.
I know.
So that kind of, because if I hadn't have gone in that direction, I probably would have taken Andy for, you know what I mean? Like it would have definitely would have switched how I would have competed if she wasn't on the season. But, there's always time for redemption.
The past is the past, Chantele.
We're at 48. 48
season 48.
My season. Now, if I win, do I get maybe a prize or anything, or is it just only bragging rights?
Girl, all you need is bragging rights.
I want
if you actually won, you would brag so loudly. Like, really, honestly, what else do you want? I feel like
a crown.
You would. I'll get you a crown.
Another bow,
I'll get you
a crown.
A gold bow. I would love a gold bow.
Well, whatever you want. If you can pull out a win, Chantele, we will get you a crown, a gold bow. We'll get all of the things for you. We'll pull out a banner plane. We'll
oh my God.
We'll rent a billboard, whatever it takes.
So I guess you're implying that you do not foresee me getting this W.
No. I'm just implying it will be like about time. Like you deserve it by then.
Okay.
So we gotta like celebrate.
Thank you.
Not that I haven't won any seasons, but
have you ever lost, David?
I feel like yes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're giving me too much credit. I think that this draft, first of all, the margin by which I won is like just ridiculously never going to happen again. And I typically don't. I feel like I don't make the best picks in these drafts. So I feel like maybe we're all sort of like focusing on the negative and all the drafts we've lost. And let's just, believe in ourselves that we can pick the right players based on absolutely no context.
No context, vibes only. We can pick. We can be David. All of those things. Yes, all the positivity. Because it's the three of us, we get to pick 6 people, which is ridiculous, but I love it. So, hey, let's take everybody. No one will be left over.
Love that.
And because David did win last season, he gets to choose. Does he want to pick first or third? Because we snake back. So sometimes that's not a bad choice. Hello to everyone gathering in the chat. David, do you know?
I actually think I'm going to pick third.
Yeah, not bad. She's only going to lose two. But that means I get to go first, Chantele. You will be second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get all of my stuff pulled up. Of course, I have assets here.
Lovely.
Where's here we go. So I will pull up their picture when someone takes the person so that we can see them. And well, I'm excited. I get my first pick. Wait, I have to redo names. Sarah, Chantele, David. Okay, now we're all set. I get first pick, and I am so excited about my first pick. She is my winner pick.
Wow.
I am real excited to watch Miss Eva play.
Okay.
taking her number one.
I mean, I think she's a pretty good first pick. I think it's smart.
Thank you for your approval there. She is a lot of Virgo and Leo. We did her astrology, but she got some fun cards. She got the 9 of Cups, which could be a winner card. She got a Justice card. She is the youngest person on this season, which is wild that 24 is our youngest. We have a pretty decent older group. But she just seems like a real scrappy fighter. She has a fascinating story that she was, because she's autistic and told she wasn't really going to amount to much or be able to do much for herself. And she really has fought hard, and she's a PhD candidate. She wouldn't typically be a winner choice being young, but I really liked her sort of fighting spirit. So I'm excited to root for Eva.
Yeah, I definitely can see her being a point getter. I feel like she will get to the end of this game, whether she wins or not. I just think that she will get a lot of points. I feel like wants to be super athletic, wants to be super competitive in that way. One thing that I'm worried about her is that she's going to be super loyal and is not willing to necessarily turn on anybody. And so that might leave the door open for somebody to turn on her first. But I do feel as though she has quite a bit of longevity in this game. So I think it's a strong pick, and I think that they're going to win a lot of immunities. So you get some points there for sure.
Yeah. I love her backstory as well, like overcome so much and sort of like proven so many people wrong in terms of what she's capable of. And obviously she's quite smart. She's a PhD candidate now. I had her sort of low on my list, actually, just because she doesn't seem like...
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry, Sarah. She doesn't seem like the biggest personality out of this cast. That can serve you well sometimes. Yeah. But there were just several more people who were popping more for me personally, but there wasn't necessarily anything about her aside from the youth, I think, that was like a ding against her. So I'll be interested to see how she does.
Remember the season you picked the youngest person?
Oh, I know.
And we're like, who was that? Who? I forget
Sam?
now.
Was it Sammy?
Oh, it was Sam.
Yes. You were like, all the way, Sammy.
I was like,
and we were
I'm
like,
just going to do it. And then he did better than I think a lot of people expected. But
that's true.
Definitely.
I do, because my first pick is usually some big dude I want to get points from. He's going to win some comps. But I honestly felt like she has been on like men's hockey teams. Like she's played college hockey. So I was like, I actually think that she can get me some challenge points as well. So I felt like she was going to get me points in a couple buckets there. Do remember, guys, that we still get points for confessionals as well as challenges and idols and whatnot there. All right, Chantele, who is your first pick?
So going with vibes, I haven't seen everybody's little videos, but one video that I did see was of this person who I just felt like I want to see a season where he gets to the end and win. So I'm going to go with Thomas, the 34-year-old music executive who likes Sophie Clark as a winner. I'm like, okay, like I like her game. I think that she's very smart and strategic. So if he wants to emulate his game around that, that's pretty cool. He basically wants to hoodwink people and make them think that he's this nice guy and then come in and snipe them in the end. I'm like, that's the way to do it. Little Aries sun taking some action, drive, go. I just think that he could be set up to do quite well. And I want to see his game. And he's been training. He hasn't been having coffee. I think he's been, changing his diet and stuff like that. And so the fact that he's preparing his body to go to Survivor, I think that he's probably doing a lot more, work and training on how to win this game. And so I'm crossing my fingers that Mr. Thomas here is going to do it for the music execs. And he was an actor at one point. So for the actors.
Yeah.
For the actors.
Yeah, for the actors. He, if I remember right, is sort of like a COVID convert to Survivor, but definitely seems to have like studied the game and like mega fan at this point, even if he's a newer fan. He like oozes personality out of every pore in his body. Something about him like does give Los Angeles entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure how well that's going to fit in this mix of people from all across the country. They might just be like, get this Los Angeles guy out of here. But he's going to be so fun to watch. And I think he's going to get a ton of confessionals because of his personality. So hopefully you'll get some points there. And I think he seems like a well-rounded guy.
Now that you guys are talking about him, I'm like, whoops, I missed his video. I don't think I saw his video. We definitely talked about him when we did astrology, and his cards are not horrible. Like, he seems like he's gonna, be in the mix there. Might have a fun storyline. Definitely all that Aquarius energy. I'm just gonna vibe with Chantele for sure. And an Aries sun, I just love to watch them burn out real quick. So that'll be fun to watch as well. No, it won't be that quick. And who doesn't love that mustache, right? Come on. I love that mustache he has.
I know.
No, silence. Okay, great.
We love a mustache.
It's a distinctive choice. Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to go catch his video. I don't know how I missed that. All right, Mr. David.
Okay, I made the right choice going third because
use your people.
You didn't. No, all of my yeses are still available. So there's something the new era has been so good for the ladies. So many female winners. I feel like it's going to be a man this season.
Oh,
so my first pick is Kyle Fraser.
Okay.
Kyle said the best average guy you'll ever meet. Mm-hmm. He's like pretty athletic. He's pretty smart. And what I love about that is the humility. And I feel like hopefully he can use that seeming averageness to his advantage and just sort of like go where the power is, not seem too threatening. There's something about this guy, and he is my winner pick. So I'm happy to have him as my first choice.
Yay. Good for you for getting that. I have him like mid-tier. I really did enjoy his video. Wasn't sure how he was going to play.
He's an attorney and he wants to support people that don't necessarily have the means to be able to defend themselves. So I think that's really awesome and honorable. He said that Davey and Jay were the people that Jay has like an underrated game. And I'm still mad at Jay for what he did to Michaela, that I'm just like, you're supporting that? You're supporting that? So I just couldn't support Kyle here. I love Davey and Davey's mom. Like, where's Davey? Like, that's cute. I like that support there, but the Jay thing kind of pushed me away from wanting to get on the Kyle train. But I definitely understand why you would choose him. But man, Jay did Michaela dirty, and I'm like, are you going to do somebody dirty like that, Kyle? Is that what you liked about his game?
Yeah, I mean, everyone should do somebody dirty on Survivor. Just not people we love, obviously.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love the Davey call out. And how many attorneys have won? Like, attorneys do well. Like, don't let an attorney get to the end. Like, they can present a case for sure. I thought his video was charming. Not a bad pick at all, David.
Thank you. And I'm going to go with another guy for my second pick. Okay. And different tribe. I don't know how to say the tribe names, but Lagi, Lagi.
Right. Sure.
Shaheen.
Yes.
Mega personality, seems super likable. I think he was an alternate, male alternate for like 46 or something like that.
45.
Debate professor, 45. Okay. Debate professor. So if he makes it to the end, watch out. He is going to talk up a storm. So I think he's got to kind of keep that under wraps. But he just seems like so excited to be there and has been watching forever with his family. And I just think he's got that likability factor for sure that people are going to want to work with him.
And if we're looking at last season with our winner being an alternate, having like that whole feeling of like, what's it like being there, having that energy, like just knowing what to expect and then getting to go do it again and come out and play. I think that that's a really big advantage that he has. He has some good cards here. 10 of Pentacles is a very good card. He was my next person that I wanted to choose as well. So I definitely support this pick. And I was hoping that maybe you just want to make your team even. You do guy, girl, so maybe I would get this person back, but didn't help. But yeah, he was definitely my next person I want to pick and I love a debate professor.
Yeah.
I was a fan of debate in high school. I was on that team, of course. I love presenting a case and winning, and so I could see him doing really well in this game. And Libras, everybody loves a Libra, so
yeah,
he's strong.
He is. Yeah, he seems charismatic. I think people will like him.
And he's looking for a strategist. I love people that want to strategize about the game. And so hopefully he'll find his counterpart and, make some good strategy TV.
I mean, that beard's no mustache, but it's all right. It'll do. All right, Chantele. We don't get Shaheen.
Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I'm going with vibes again. And vibes I'm feeling right now is Stephanie from New York. She's 38. She likes Natalie Anderson and Jam Jam. I think that's a good cross section of winners to be kind of emulating your game from. I feel like, she was a teacher and she did that, I think, for like 8 years, but wanted to redirect, make some more money, take some more agency in how she can make money in this world and create stuff. And so I appreciate her kind of being like a boss bee, and I think that she could do well in this game. And so I'm hoping that Stephanie here will be my ticket to lots of confessionals and maybe even a win at the end. So
she was like mid-tier for me, but she, I think, is getting a lot of love, like preseason love. Some people were comparing her to like Kim Spradlin preseason in terms of her vibe. People predicting her to be like a confessional beast for sure. And you took the words out of my mouth. She's just like a boss lady, like making multi-million-dollar deals in her real life, but she doesn't necessarily present that, right? Which I think is like an advantage in a game like Survivor.
Yeah.
And she has the Aquarius Mars, Sarah. Okay,
I was about to say, are you just picking people with Aquarius Mars?
It was actually intentional.
You're like vibes, but all the people with Aquarius energy. I can't complain about that. I'll take most Sagittarius. She definitely is cute and fun. I love that she was like, isn't she the one that was like, I grew up in New York City and like took the subway to like school and stuff. And I was like, I really love that vibe and energy. I don't love her cards. So I wasn't confident enough.
I didn't remember cards until like I'm seeing it now. I'm like, but
the Three of Wands isn't bad. So maybe, she doesn't go out first. That's okay.
And maybe Five of Cups, she could be one of the last two standing, with those,
Five of Cups last two. We'll see. This is why we do this. Try to figure it out.
Nine of Swords might be in her head though. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's so many people with Scorpio Mercury in this cast, which is going to be so fun to watch. But she's one of them. But okay, great. I'll give her to you because that's not who I was going to pick. You guys left me my second pick.
Oh boy.
I am so excited to take Cedrek. He was number 2 on my list.
Number 2.
Yes.
You really think the oldest person on the season?
Okay, first off, he's not the oldest.
Grandpa of the season.
Yeah. He is definitely up there in Survivor age. But he is still in his 40s. He is the same age as me. So I hate everybody. Okay. Yeah, I found him charming. Maybe it's his South Carolina vibes, born and raised, but he's a surgeon there. So he's got that like intensity of like what that takes to be a surgeon. And we pulled the Empress for him. I'm not going to lie. That really boosts him up my list. But yeah, I enjoyed his video and his vibe. And so picking Eva first for like physical strength and taking him first.
Oldest, youngest.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. No, the fire lieutenant is our oldest.
Is she older? Okay.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah. She's
my oldest man. Yes.
Yeah. He, I thought, seemed incredibly likable, obviously very successful. I didn't see in what I was watching in my research that sort of cutthroat element of him. I feel like he's just one of those like established professionals.
Yeah.
Who is gonna kind of keep that air about him, even though he's on Survivor. And I'm like, I don't know if you really have what it takes to like stab someone in the back and like knife them. And I'm starting to get true. He's only going to cut people to help them.
Literally.
I am starting to get a little concerned because so far y'all have not picked anyone in my top half.
Yes,
so I'm like,
you should be concerned.
Mess this up?
We should be concerned, right? Like, actually, you should not be concerned at all because you knew to go third because you know that we're never picking any of your people because you know how to pick winners and we don't.
Yeah, so, we do this all the time. We're like, have fun that we don't like the same people. And then one person wins way more than the other person's. Somebody should be worried. Somebody should be worried, and it's probably us. Yeah. Anything else on Cedrek?
Yeah, so I mean, I liked him as a person. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to vibe with just the younger energy. I know that he's not much older, but it's kind of like the Bruce effect where he was a little bit older, but he just wasn't necessarily able to vibe with the younger group. And so I just wonder, especially him being a surgeon, that means he's always going to be leading and always directing like a team of people to save lives here. I just don't know if he'll be able to turn that off. And so sometimes people will gel with that and sometimes people won't. And so it just depends on maybe the people that he's going to be working with. So like, I like him, but I am a little bit nervous depending on this tribe breakdown. And you know that they're going to put him with people that are not going to vibe with his energy, right? So I'm worried that he might be scrambling for the beginning, but I definitely think he's a great person and I'm curious about his game.
Yeah. I hear ya. I didn't get Bruce vibes, but then when you said that, he does have an Aries moon, so he could give off.
I'm just basically meaning like older guy.
Yeah.
But
for
Aries
sure.
moon.
All righty. Well, as I say all of this out loud, my team is going to be. I don't know. I love them all. I'm going to love my team, even though they're probably this is the biggest hodgepodge of a team we've ever put together.
Is she going for the one Sagittarius represent? Okay, you're
no.
Okay,
I'm not. The one person with the slightest Sagittarius energy is not on my list, but Mr. Mitch is. I'm sorry. I love him. I was never not going to pick Mitch. Are you kidding me? He's amazing. He's not going to be taken out first. They will not let him get to the end. I don't think he's going to win. His story is too good. But people are going to love him and keep him around. And I love him, and you better keep him around.
I definitely love Mitch as well. I mean, he's a gym coach, so I think he might be able to get the group together and maybe be victorious in some of these challenges. And so I think if they allow him to take this leadership role, I think it will really empower him. And I think that an empowered Mitch is going to be really, really great for himself and this game and his longevity for sure. So I think that I do think that this could be a good showing for Mitch. I have positive feelings about his experience here. I like Mitch.
You have creeped into my top half and chosen the last person on my top half. I like Mitch a lot too. I think I'm curious to see how the stutter thing is going to be received in the game. Like it could go either way, right? Like people might not take him as seriously as they should because I think he is like so well-rounded PE coach. Physically, he's going to be great in challenges, but or they might just be like, this guy's amazing. Look at him. Like we need to, and that coach energy, like curious to see how that plays out too. And whether, because I think a coach can kind of like be a leader, but not feel like an overly like I'm telling you what to do kind of a leader. It might be more of like a rally the troops and like we're all in this together, guys. So I think he's got the right energy to be a strong leader on his tribe.
He is a PE coach to young kids, I believe, if the footage that we saw is accurate, which is a little different because some of the coaches we've had who are like intense, like I'm like telling you how to do that. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like he's going to be more like kumbaya, like we've got this kind of group energy, but astrologically he stands out with the water earth mix that he has. We don't have a lot of that. And that could go either way, right? Like if you stand out and different from the rest, then you just don't fit in and they don't want you there. But he could be the one person to bring that emotional connection, that like more sensitivity to his tribe. And that might feel good to everybody else who's just playing in a very analytical space. So yeah, either way, interested to see how it works out for Mitch.
And he says he thrives in chaos. So
welcome to chaos this season. All the air energy. That's exactly what it is.
Like be eating his words. We'll see. Me again.
All righty, Chantele, back to you.
Go probably in a different direction than you guys are expecting.
Oh.
I kind of want to have a social player on this season. She's a PR person, 33. I think she's really cute, and her social game is what she's going in with here. So she wants to emulate games like Dee, Kenzie, Marianne, Michelle, people. Exactly. We got a Bianca here. And I just think she's so sweet, and I feel like she's likable, and I just don't see people wanting to get her out. Like I just don't see that happening. And so I feel like she would probably make a close friend and skate by for at least pretty far into the game. And I just feel like people are going to like her, like having her around, and just think she's like a kind presence. And so, you know, I want people to be there as long as possible. And I think that she could be doing that. So I'm curious.
I think that's a decent pick. I think she definitely, I agree with everything you said about her seeming super nice and likable, but not like, she still feels like someone who's going to fly under the radar for the first part of the game to me. And that is hugely beneficial in this era of Survivor. I don't necessarily see her like in the end game, but definitely see her going far and potentially getting you a lot of points. So that's a good pick.
I had a completely different read. That's so interesting. She's adorable. Yes, her smile is cute. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I might have a bias because she looks like someone I used to work with.
That you don't like.
That it did not work out. It did not work out between us. So there might be some subconscious bias here. But when I watched her video, I was like, oh, she is not the youngest person on the tribe, but she's coming across to me as the youngest person. Like she had this really youthful, scattered, it felt, energy, and maybe she was just nervous for the camera to be on her, but I felt like she was gonna be too much and they were gonna take her out early because she just kind of was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, again, I might have some weird subconscious bias. But yay, Bianca. Yes. Okay.
Is it my turn?
I guess
okay.
So.
I'm just going to keep working down my top 6.
Right.
Which, again, might be just bad news for me. But I'm going to go with Charity next, another member of the Kiva tribe, however you say it.
We're saying Siva.
I liked about her, she, to me, I would run toward her if I were playing Survivor. Like her personality, she just seems very warm and kind. And what I liked about her was she sort of lived 2 lives. She was like a member of a mega church. She talks about how she used to be 100 pounds overweight, like lived one life and now has totally done a turnaround. And what I like about that is it suggests that she'll know how to talk to a lot of different kinds of people. So that's why I'm picking Charity next.
I like Charity. She's a flight attendant, you know?
Yeah.
Support the flight attendants for sure. I definitely liked her. I definitely think that she's going to be someone socially that's going to get along with a lot of people. I was kind of like toying between her and Bianca just because I feel like they have similar things that they're giving off a bit. But yeah, so I think she's a great pick. She's definitely higher up on my list as well. So I get it.
Yeah. She was higher up on my list too. I like the fact that she feels like a fighter as well, right? She had to sort of like realize the way she was raised and the path she was taking was not like the authentic fit for her, and take, you know, a complete turn. And that's really hard to do for anybody. So I love that she was able to make changes in her life, and look at her. She's now on like one of the craziest adventures ever. So I think she's gonna, I mean, Libra Sun Leo Moon is just such a great combination for everyone. Will want to talk to her and be friends with her. Like that's so social, so like charming. So yeah, she ain't gonna be a first boot for sure.
Yeah. My next pick, I'm actually going to skip over because I think the next person on my list, I don't know if you guys are going to be going after because it's
you're like,
I'm
not going to waste it. I'm just going to have it land back.
Bit of a wild card, this one. So I'm going to skip over and do next on my list someone who I consider the next Pokemon evolution of a Natalie or my Queen Reem. It is Chrissy, the 55-year-old fire lieutenant from the south side of Chicago, a woman who does not suffer fools, it seems, but I think she's maybe a little more level-headed than what we saw with a Reem and a Natalie. Because if she follows the Reem Natalie trajectory, she's out within the first 3 episodes. Yeah. I don't believe that's going to happen with her. There's a little bit more of a warmth that I'm getting from her. I think she will struggle a little bit being the oldest, but if she can sort of get her roots down, I could see her doing really well.
My one hesitation with Chrissy was that she said, I believe it was her that said that she thinks being a super fan is cheating, and like the super fan should be playing the game. And I was like, so is she going to be trying to take out people that have seen the show? Like, so
I mean, not a bad strategy.
It's everybody. It's everybody. So yeah.
I just worry that maybe she'll get fixated on maybe somebody and they'll be like, let's get her out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if she's game minded necessarily.
Sure.
She could have some like longevity. So, like, people could gravitate towards her. They could like her. She definitely has a leadership presence to her. But I could also see her being like strong on somebody and not being the right person. And then it's like, let's just take her out because she's a bit of a problem. So definitely.
I mean, how dare you make fun of me for taking the oldest man when you take the oldest woman? All right, back off. Of course, she was high on my list. Like, she might have been my next person I thought. Absolutely. Chrissy is amazing. Yeah, she might be too much. But I mean, she's like, her career alone means she has had to be too much in her life. So yeah, I think she's going to come out strong, but I don't know. There is a little softer edge or charm to her that, like maybe Natalie didn't quite have a ring or Debbie. So yeah, I liked her too. I had her pretty high on my list. Yeah, let's go.
Maybe I don't necessarily have my finger on the pulse, so maybe I'm like just missing.
You never know. You never know which way they're gonna go.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, Chantele clearly wasn't going to take Chrissy, so.
I don't know what I should do here. Okay, I think just to keep it a bit balanced, male, female, because I think I have 2 women and 1 man so far. And let's keeping it along with the theme of Aquarius.
Oh my God.
Let me take the one long-haired Aquarius that works at his parents' pizzeria.
No!
Justin
Pioppi.
No!
Is that the guy you skipped? David, why would you skip Justin? Are you kidding?
That's who I skipped over.
No,
I would not have
you're
picked
so
Chrissy.
silly.
I would never have picked Chrissy. Oh, well, Sarah would have potentially, but
dang it.
But I probably would have picked Justin over Chrissy.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I like about him. Look at his cards are actually pretty decent too. I just think that he just had like a good personality. I gotta rep the one Aquarius on this season if I can. Yeah. My brother's name is Justin. I'm going to work at a pizzeria tonight. I just feel like we got a lot of things in common here, and I want to see Aquarius Pizzeria repping the season and coming out the sole survivor.
I clearly need to pay more attention to zodiac signs and what cards are pulled to be able to predict who you all are going to select on your teams, because this was a miscalculation on my part.
Honestly, like the Aquarius, like the cards I didn't remember, and his cards are actually pretty good. But yeah, I did look out for him being an Aquarius. Even before we did our astrology assessment, I do usually take a little creep on people's signs.
I am so bummed not to have him on my team. Great pick, Chantele.
I finally took one a day, man.
Yeah. He, to me, was like Charity in terms of the like kind of two sides of the world. Like he went to Yale. He runs a pizza restaurant with his family. I love how family oriented he is. He's like playing for his mom to be able to retire. Seems like he has absolutely no ego, even though he's like quite accomplished in many areas of his life. And I think he's going to just kind of be there, and then people are going to realize like, oh God, we should have been paying attention to this guy sooner.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly did have Chrissy higher than him, so that's not true. I probably would have taken her before Justin, but yeah, he's got fun energy. But he's like also smart, but like cares about his family, so I feel like he might be strategic, but also like loyal. Yeah, his cards are good. I don't know. Yeah. Good pick.
I like him.
Good
Great pick.
Yeah.
Phew, is this the first time you guys have ever said that to me? Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my God. Am I winning this draft?
No. All right. Well, guess what? My fourth pick is still here as well, because what is my list here? Where is she here?
Oh God,
Star.
Well, that's what I was. No, it was mine because Star is also like the card for Aquarius, and so I was like, anyways.
But not Star. Star doesn't. Does Star have Aquarius?
No. Oh, I'm just like her name, and I was thinking, I'm like, that's Aquarius's card, so that's what I was toying with her and Pioppi.
Star may be too much. Star may be too much for everybody else, but I loved, like she was very much like, I am making my life whatever I want it to be. That's how I felt. Like she was like, I can't believe I'm here. I'm on Survivor. Like she's here for the experience. And so, not my first or second pick, but like fourth pick, absolutely. I love that energy. Pulled the 9 of Cups. That is a potential winner card that we pulled for Star. So I don't feel like Star's going out super early. Yes, they might rub some people the wrong way, but they also might be everyone's best friend.
And like Joseph is reminding us here that she's in a strong tribe with Shaheen, Eva, Joe, Thomas, and Bianca. I think that I don't remember what our card said, but was that the tribe that we thought was going to be the strongest tribe? Sarah, do you remember?
We were a little mixed on that, but their tribe cards were Justice, 9 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Cool. So yeah, it's a strong tribe.
So 5 of Cups is always a scary one though, but decent. Okay. I think she's
we're not sure that they're all going to get along. That was the thing about their tribe, is they don't all mesh.
But they are strong.
But they seem strong enough to win challenges. Yeah.
I definitely think Star is a good pick, especially here. I'm excited to see what she's going to be like on this season. I think her cards are strong. I loved her energy. I love her vibe. So yeah, I can't wait to see how this plays out. And she's probably going to be a confessional queen.
Yeah,
totally.
Absolutely getting confessional points.
She's giving like Carolyn level character. Like I can absolutely see why they cast her. I was watching something where someone was like, oh my God, love Star, can't wait. Think Star's going to do super well. And then I watched Star's video and I was like, no. So I would not have picked Star, but
understandable.
I think that if Star does well, if Star hitches her wagon to the right people who want to keep her around, she could go far. But the personality was a lot for me personally, and I felt like it might be a turnoff.
Yeah. On that note, my next person, I have very little faith is going to get me many points whatsoever. Okay. But I loved her, and apparently I'm just picking people I love without any strategy whatsoever this season. Look, I've never done it this way before, so we're going to test it out.
Oh,
Mary.
I think that's a great pick.
This is good. I thought you were going another way.
Me too.
No, Mary, like, her cards weren't great. And I just was like, I'm worried about her journey, but she's got such an interesting life and she's here for the adventure again. So I feel like fun things will come out of her.
I think she was in my top third.
Okay, great.
So I think this is a great pick. She would have been the next person I picked for my team. She talked about, being a substance abuse counselor and being someone who like knows other people's secrets. So maybe she knows how to like draw things out of people. I thought she had a very easy way about her. Like, I think it'll be easy for her to connect with people. That probably also, plays into her being a counselor and knowing how to talk to people. She talked about like, I've just always been someone who like does things my own way. I do what I want. I don't care what people think about me. But it didn't feel like her giving the middle finger to anybody. It still had like a good energy to it. So I like her a lot.
I definitely liked listening to her story. I definitely could see why she was cast, because her story and what her parents have lived through and what she has experienced in her life is just so remarkable. And so I feel as though they're going to want to tell her story for a long time in the season. And so I'm hoping that means that she's going to have longevity in the season. And if people are going to be listening to her and getting to know her, they're also maybe going to want to keep her around because of her stories being so good. And like, I just find like hearing people that have come from such amazing backgrounds, like you're not going to want to get her out. Like you want her to stay in the game, right? Yeah. So I want to hear more from her. And I think the people on her tribe will as well, or in the game anyways. So yeah, I really enjoyed her.
Just listening to her talk, I felt like she might be a rising Sagittarius, the way I was just so drawn to her. But it could be rising Aries because she talked about having no fear. But I definitely think she's got some fire. We don't see any fire here in what we know, but there is some fire that somewhere in there. But yay, okay. Thanks for the approval, guys.
I liked it.
Chantele, back to you.
Me again. Okay, who's left? We have
David, Kamilla, Joe, Kevin, Sai.
Oh, Joe.
Joe.
So what? I'm okay. Am I going? No. I think I'm going to go Sai here. Now Sai quit her job. It wasn't specific to come on the show, but she doesn't really have any ties left to her old life. And I think that that's going to allow her to really just play this game. She was, in my opinion, very likable in the video that I saw of her. She's in marketing, so I think she understands maybe how to come across to people, how to be perceived by people. She has the gift of gab. She has a knack for making other people feel seen and heard, which is really important, especially if you have a plan. You got to make everybody else feel like it's their plan and then go along with it. So I feel like she might have the tools to be able to get the tribe to do what she wants to do. And so I'm hoping that how she perceives herself to work in this game will actually actualize in a strong game for her. So I'm going Sai.
She feels to me like she needed a little longer in the oven before she was cast on Survivor. She gave me a little bit younger than 30, actually. And she kind of has this energy of like, I love her story of like, again, so that sort of underdog proving people wrong. Like you said, you said I couldn't be a writer. I'm a writer. Like she's like telling her, professor to eat it. All of that. I love that energy. But to me, I was sort of getting like, feels like you have a lot to prove.
Okay, yeah.
And so maybe that is going to get in your way a little bit. But she's got a huge personality, and I think she's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I loved her and absolutely prove everyone wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah, prove me wrong, honestly.
Tell everyone to eat shit. Absolutely. But she said, I will have to hide my reactions and I don't know if I can do it. And I was like, girl, same. It is so hard to not be like, are you kidding me? And like tell someone that's ridiculous. Don't do, and if she's already stating that's going to be hard to do, it's like Michaela. We loved Michaela, but she could not figure out how to like pretend that everything was okay. And so I'm worried. Like, I think we're going to love Sai and then
but she is a Libra, so she might be better than Michaela, because I believe Michaela's a Sagittarius.
Right? I'm sorry, are you missing the Leo moon Sagittarius Scorpio Mercury right there? Yes, she's a Libra sun. But she is a Leo moon Scorpio Mercury.
We'll see how
I know exactly what she means. Yeah. No, of course. Is Michaela a Sagittarius?
I think so. I'll double check.
Of course you can't hold it back. Of course not. Of course. Yes, love Sai. All right, David.
Okay.
Your final 2 picks.
All right. First of my final 2, I'm going to go with Joe. Our fire captain.
I was debating.
I heard you debating, and I was like, don't take him. Don't take him. Because he was next on my list. He definitely has the like Tony energy, the like old mature man, sort of like guy's guy, whatever.
Same age as Cedrek, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's a year younger, actually. He's
1 year.
78. Okay. Okay.
Slash
younger than me.
I think his sort of persona is seen stereotypically as a big threat in Survivor, which could work against him. But there was just something, it's kind of like Chrissy, where I'm like sensing a little bit more of a warmth with him that hopefully they'll just be like, oh, Dad, we love you. And then he'll do really well. I'm hoping.
He's giving me a Dominic vibe. I don't know if it's just this photo or like.
Yeah, his photo does give Dominic vibes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was debating whether to go for him next. He's playing for his sister, who passed away in like a way that I would never want anybody to have experienced that in their lives. And so with that, he feels as though he has the power to overcome anything. And I think that that tenacity and energy coming into this game, I think that he could have a lot of perseverance. I'm not sure how he's going to do. I just really don't. I don't know how he's going to merge with people necessarily, but I definitely think that he has a story and he has heart, and I could see him like just trying really, really hard for his tribe, and so he could become a really valuable asset.
Yeah, because we have like a couple, 2 or 3 of these like bigger guys this season. He seems the one to have like a little bit more heart or like vulnerability. Like maybe he's going to connect with people a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, the way he talked about his sister, I was just like, oh yeah. So if he does that out on the beach, talking about his family, he's got kids, like people are going to like him. I think, yeah. Gemini sun. Everybody loves a Gemini.
Michaela is a Sag, so December 1st. Remember that. I also like the they still call me Ricky's comment here. Is this why you chose him, David?
They still call me Ricky's?
Oh, no, right here. The third button undone gives off sexy divorced dad vibes. Okay.
Oh, don't hate it. Don't hate it.
I thought that might have been your strategy. Be like, ooh, third button undone. He's on my team.
Just a deep V. We love it. Never going to complain about that. All right. Who are you taking last?
I'm going to make this last pick, and then my computer's about to die. So I'm going to go camera off, and I'm going to get my charger after I make this pick. I'm going with my fellow David. I'm going all in on the Siva tribe. 4 people from the Siva tribe on my draft team, which will probably make or break my draft. He's a point getter. He's going to win comps. I think that this tribe is probably not going to see a lot of tribal council pre-merge. So we'll get some points that way. He's probably going to be booted soon after the merge. But if he could beast some immunity challenges, hopefully he'll get me some points that way. He seems clueless in a lot of ways.
That's basically my thought for him.
But I'm just picking a physical beast to round out my team.
I mean,
well, as you camera off, but I think you've picked just 2 physical beasts here back to back. David is clueless, maybe slightly arrogant. He was like, I mean, I just am the best. History has shown I am the best.
He said to the producer, he's like, I see you smiling. You like it. I'm like, whoa.
I knew you were going to catch that as well, because just thinking like a producer, the producer is behind the camera 100% smiling because they have to get it out of you. They're like, and how excited are you for, they're not smiling because you have won them over. They smiled at every single person that they interviewed. That's their job. I was like, oh my God. I can't wait to watch it. I think that answered our Cancer or Leo moon right there. I mean, we already know it's a Leo moon, but that'll do it.
Sure. I mean, I get it. You need a physical beast on your team. I don't see him. I don't see a world where he wins, to be fair, but I see a world where he could get a lot of points and stick around for a while. And he could be one of those physical beasts that they might just try to snipe right before you get to the merge, because like they don't want him winning all those individual immunities. If he's proven to be, well-rounded physically like that. So I see him getting to the merge. I don't think that they're going to vote him out of their tribe early. And so, halfway point for David. Yeah, I can see it happening.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, Chantele, you get to choose. Do you want Kevin or Kamilla?
I want Kevin. Ooh. He's athletic and social and smart. I was actually very charmed by him watching his video. I found that, if I'm charmed by him, hopefully other people on his tribe will be charmed by him. He has a nice smile, a nice energy to him. I just don't see people coming for him. And if, I just got good vibes. So hopefully his tribe does too.
I did too. I would have picked Kevin as well. I think he's fun. He's smart. Does he have Aquarius energy? No, shocker. His cards are interesting. Really don't know how to take his cards. So will be interesting just to see. But yeah, I think Kevin is absolutely going to be fun to watch. David, did you have thoughts on Kevin?
I think Kevin's a great choice. I kind of am like into his strategy of like playing dumb, playing ditzy. Like I want everyone to think I don't even know where I am, and trying to play that to his advantage. But I think that he is like quite well-rounded as a person. And he was actually next on my list. I almost picked him because I was like, I should probably have someone from the Vula tribe on my team. But I just, Mary and Justin were my top 2 from the Vula tribe, and Kevin was right under them. So I think it's a great pick.
Yay!
That leaves me with Kamilla. And girl, I don't know why you were last pick here. Well, I will tell you.
I do. literally last on my list.
I'm sorry. I couldn't even rep Canada. I was like, I don't know. I can't.
I was mostly concerned about her cards.
Her
Y'all,
cards
she
are
got the
terrible.
devil and the tower card. But here's what's fun about these cards.
Eight of Cups is not a good card.
Absolutely a nightmare. If I ever pull these 3 cards, I'm going to just like excuse myself. Like these, but for us as viewers, like I don't think she's going to enjoy her journey on Survivor. I do not think this is going to be what she set out for, but I do think it's going to be fascinating to watch. People who get the tower card means they go down a path and then it just like falls apart and they have to take another path. And that means she's going to be on the season for a minute. She's not going pre-merge. So we will at least get to watch an interesting story, even though, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be super fun for her. It's going to be pretty stressful.
Off the top of your head, do you remember anybody else that had the tower?
Kenzie got the tower and she won.
But she also had the 10 of Cups.
She didn't have these other cards with it. But we saw Kenzie's game just like completely crumble and she had to start fresh. She did have more supportive cards to go with it. That is the difference. But yeah, Tower.
Well, one thing interesting with Kamilla is that she mentions that her family thinks that she's going to go out first. Yeah. And her family knows her better than we do. Yeah. And so, yes, she might be saying like, I'm going to prove them wrong. Sure. But they know who she is and they know how she probably is going to relate or come across to other people. Yeah. And it seems as though she's not that easy to get along with or something to that effect. For your family to not be like, go out there, do it, you got this. To be like, yeah you're going to be out first. There's no way you're going to win this game. Like, what? What? If my mom ever said that, I would just be like, okay, so this is where I disown you and I want to separate from like this relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that detail about her family, but like I saw first boot predictions from several places.
No,
and I actually don't. Boot. I know she won't be first boot because I think the Siva tribe is really strong.
Yeah,
but I could see her being first boot from that tribe if they end up going to tribal council pre-merge. But I could also see Siva that tribe being one that wins all the way to the merge and never having gone to tribal. So she could certainly benefit from that. But yeah, like I said, she was last on my list. So
I'm going to predict she makes it all the way to merge. She will not be the first boot on her tribe. Hold me to it. It's on this. Yeah. It is live in the internet.
Somebody clip it, please.
She did talk about like
played after the first episode. No.
Yeah. It's like, it's here. You said it. The fact that she's in her male dominated field and she was like, the man will say it. And I was like, that's so true. It's so true. A man says the same thing and he gets credit for it. But the fact that she's a Leo sun, like that's really hard. And then she said something like, I don't need the recognition. And I was like, false. Of course you need the recognition. You're a Leo sun. So there's a little layer of like not fully admitting her honest needs. And that's not good. Whenever we're not fully aware of what we need or willing to admit it.
She's also teeny tiny. So she's 5'1". So small, but sometimes those so small people, they try really hard to be big presences and they can be kind of annoying sometimes. I don't know.
I got you, girl. I got you, Kamilla. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, she does want to emulate her game like Marianne and Erica, both Torontonians. So there's that, and they're winners, and Erica's petite as well. So,
all right, you guys, what a ride this has been.
Yep.
Gwen is asking if there's potential romances this season. I don't know, but there are too many Libras. So yes,
lots of partnerships, connections.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be romantic, but that does up the potential romantic.
It's a little bit of an older cast. So like,
it is.
I don't know. That feels like
a
thing for people who are in their 20s, and truly we have like 3 people who are in their 20s this season. It's like mostly 30s and above. So
yeah. I mean, I say
Charity and somebody?
Never hook up on Survivor. That's disgusting.
Unless you get married to them and,
Or hook up after. You can meet on Survivor, and once you get to Ponderosa and shower, great. Have at it. But pissing after not brushing your teeth for like a month, I can't. Stop it. Don't do it.
So wait, the person that I was thinking that would hook up would be, or like have a partnership, we'll say, was Charity. Do you remember who I said with whom? On Charity's tribe. That's my prediction is Charity is going to find a partner.
Interesting.
Yeah, we didn't know if Charity has a relationship, but she is a Libra sun, so boom.
Oh, did I think it was like David for jokes?
Probably.
That does sound like a joke.
If it's on her original tribe, I'm going to say it's David. Like, that's it.
It's on her original tribe, so.
Yeah.
Unless she swings a different way. Could it be Kamilla?
No,
it's not going to be Chrissy.
I do not see Charity and Kamilla. Not going to see
Charity and Chrissy. Great.
I don't see Charity and Mitch. I don't see Charity and Kyle. So Charity and David, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't want it.
But like, you never know, because sometimes that whole like masculine, like I'm gonna chop wood, can be attractive sometimes. Those pheromones and
he's gonna do like a backflip, and she's gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
She's gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's so obnoxious. I never would really like engage in somebody like that." But like, I don't know. There's something about being out here on the island. I just have like a crush on him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Amazing. All right. So David has Kyle, Shaheen, Charity, Chrissy, the new power couple, Joe and David. Chantele has Thomas, Stephanie, Bianca, Justin, Sai, and Kevin. And I have Eva, Cedrek, Mitch, Star, Mary, and Kamilla. Yes. What a hodge of
wow.
I feel the strongest about my team that I have in a while, I'd say.
Sarah has 4 of my bottom 5.
Well, she definitely has all the people that I would not have picked.
And I love them so much. So, hey, this was a new
good
strategy for me. We're trying something new. Chantele, you love your tribe for once. That's something new. Look at us.
Yeah, I'm happy with all my picks, to be fair. So
good. Me too.
So this Wednesday, obviously, is the premiere of season 48. But if you haven't heard, some news dropped last night. And I just have to say, CBS included me in that news embargo, and I was very happy about that. So please go watch my short little video. It's just a couple minutes, and give that a thumbs up, please. But they are prepping for Survivor 50 with the premiere of 48, which is actually letting us vote on elements of Survivor 50, which of course at first I was like, good Lord, don't ever let us vote. What are you talking about? But then when I read what we're voting on, now I'm kind of excited. Did you guys see this?
I saw your video.
I'm very excited already, but I'm also kind of nervous.
Yeah, of course. We should
be. Like, I would absolutely vote to remove fire making, but what if that backfires in a really bad way? Like, I don't want to be in charge of making the decisions.
But like,
that's what we do.
I don't know.
We mess things up.
I want to mess things up and see if like us complaining, if we get what we want, if it will actually work out. Like, I also want it to work out really well, and so they could be like, oh, like, well, maybe we don't know everything.
They were right the whole time,
right?
I love the idea of no idols.
No.
Go back to the basics.
No.
Yeah.
I'm voting to keep idols. I'm going to vote no Final Four, even though it may backfire and we may hate it. And I'm definitely voting move that final reunion show back to LA 100%. Months later.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to, I wanted people to not know for those 3 months or whatever, and then not necessarily know, and then find out the real true reveal on that stage where everybody's like looking great. We only saw them looking, all cruddy, and they're on the stage and they're looking gorgeous. Like, I love that moment for them and the whole big audience. So fun.
Yeah.
I know. We need that back.
Let people decompress.
Was 39 days on the list?
No, well, it wasn't on the list. We'll see. I'm sure there's other stuff we're going to vote on that wasn't on the list.
39 days. If they brought that back, I think that would be awesome.
I think, unfortunately, I think that's a network choice. I think that's
I know it's cost effective. I get it. But I don't think that they understand. Okay, from my perspective, the reason why I prefer the 39 days is that we give an opportunity for people to get to know each other. And so then it makes these relationships harder to cut. It makes the tension just so much deeper because it's like, oh my God, I've been living with this person for a month and now I'm about to ruin their game. Not like, 4 days, bye. Like it just makes things more intense. And so I think that they're missing that piece, and it's a social game. And so give them time to socialize. Right.
Yeah.
So,
no facts. But I think that unfortunately, Jeff doesn't even get that choice. I think that that's above him. Yeah. Who cares? Just make them, challenge tribal. But that day off is where they sit around and talk about their families and they bond. And that does play into the social game of it all.
For sure.
Well, and also like in planning a blind side or whatever, like someone's off doing a confessional and then they come back and they're going to tribal council. Like there's no time necessarily to strategize and make something epic happen necessarily,
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're giving away trips to Fiji.
Let's go to Fiji, guys.
I know.
Let's go.
I'm entering. Let's go. We all enter. They said you and your tribe, which can be your group of friends or your family, whoever you want to take. You get to see tribal council. You get to meet Jeff. You get to see where they do the challenges on the beaches and all that stuff, as well as just like stay at a luxury resort in Fiji. Come on. So lots of fun stuff. I can't wait to talk about 50 for like a year. This is exciting. Can't wait to talk about 48. Always fun. David and I will obviously be recapping weekly. I will have exit interviews weekly as well. And every season, Chantele and I try to do bonus content with astrology and cards, and we'll see how often we can make that happen this season.
Once a month, we'll do it.
Yes. Anything else you guys want to plug or talk about?
I did just a recap with JoJo right before this about the last episode of the Traders USA. So that was a lot of fun. Of course, this season's been a wild. And so definitely watch the season, watch my recap, and also watch your recap. I'm sure is coming up this week, tomorrow, I think. Yeah, Monday.
Tomorrow, yes.
So I'm doing that. I'm doing the Challenge All-Stars as well, usually on Wednesday nights or Wednesday nights after the episode or Thursdays at the latest. So yeah, that's all I have going on. And I'm not sure yet. So last season, my dad and my stepmom were covering Survivor with me. And so maybe they want to do it again. I don't know if we deterred them, but they were well received by everybody. And so maybe if you guys would like to see them again, we will cover the season again. So let us know.
Vote.
Fan
vote. Bring David and Sheila back. G-Daddy and Sheila.
In the hands of the fans. Absolutely. Yay.
I just want to give a shout out to Elaine because she's a Nerdtainment favorite. This happened so long ago, but this is our first Survivor stream since it happened. I just want to give her a shout out. She texted me during Elaine Stott. She texted me during the fires to see if I was okay. And I hadn't talked to her in years. And I thought that was so sweet. And Sarah, I think she reached out to you and got my number from you and then texted me. And
no, she must have had your number because she reached out to me separately, did not ask me for your number.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how she had your number.
I don't know either because I didn't have hers, but now I do. And I just thought that was the nicest thing that she did that. So she will always be a Nerdtainment fave. Thank you, Elaine, for thinking.
That's so true. She did. She reached out to both of us. Maybe I gave her your number like back in the day at some point. But we love Elaine. And always been such a lovely person. So David and I will have our Traders recaps, tomorrow until the rest of the season, and we will be here for Amazing Race as well, of course. So make sure everyone is subscribed, getting your notifications. Reality Realness with 1,000 S's linked below. Get on over there. So thank you to everyone who joined us live in the chat. You guys are amazing.
Yes, and if you're joining later, leave us a comment and rip us to shreds for our draft decisions
and the
and
order
tell us why we're wrong.
Too low. Yeah. How dare us put that person last?
And who you want to draft. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. We will see you guys later. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.